The ability to respond to stimuli and in turn to conduct impulses to other cells is probably a general phenomenon of living cells. The specialized cells and the tissues which can receive and interpret stimuli have evolved in most animals. From these specialized cells and tissues, a system of control has been developed which regulates and integrates the activities of many parts of the animal. This system is the nervous system. The structural and the functional unit of this system is the neuron. In human beings, there are about 10 billion neurons forming the system. Next comes the structure of a neuron. A neuron consists of the cell body, axon and dendrites. A. Cell body. Each neuron has a cell body called the neurocyton, 4 to 25 micrometer in diameter, containing a nucleus and cytoplasm, and from this radiate out one or more highly elongated processes. B. Axon. An axon is the process of a nerve cells that carries impulses away from the cell body. The axon membrane is about 50 to 100 angstrom thick. The axon has many of the properties of an electric cable and is specialized to conduct the brief electrical waves called nerve impulses. C. Dendrites. In addition to axon, the cell body of a neuron gives off many smaller processes which are called dendrites because they are usually highly branched like trees. A dendrite is the process that carries impulses towards the cell body. Information received by the dendrites can influence the cell body to generate an action potentials. Next comes the types of neurons. There are 3 types of neurons. Number 1, motor neuron. Number 2, sensory neuron. And third one, connector neuron. First one, motor neuron. A typical anterior motor neuron in the anterior horn of the spinal cord consists of 3 major parts: the soma or the main body of the neuron, a single axon which extends from the soma into a peripheral nerve that leaves the spinal cord, and the dendrite, which are large numbers of branching projections of the soma that extend as much as 1 millimeter into the surrounding areas of the cord. As many as 10,000 to 2 lakh small knobs called presynaptic terminals lie on the surfaces of the dendrites and soma of the motor neurons. Many of these presynaptic terminals may be excitatory, that is, they secrete a transmitter substance that excites the postsynaptic neuron, and others are inhibitory, that is, they secrete a transmitter substance that inhibits the postsynaptic neuron. Second one, sensory neuron. A sensory neuron has only a single process or fiber which divides close to the cell body into the 2 main branches, one forming the axon and the axon terminals, and the other branching into dendrites. The afferent or sensory neurons transmit nerve impulses towards the central nervous system. There are 5 basic types of sensory receptors. Number 1, mechanoreceptors. Number 2, thermoreceptor. Number 3, nociceptors or pain receptors. Number 4, electromagnetic receptors. And number 5, chemoreceptors. Number 3, connector neuron. A connector neuron consists of a cell body, 1 axon and numerous dendrites. Connector neurons occur exclusively in the central nervous system and serve as the immediate links between numerous sensory and motor neurons. They are also called interneurons. Next comes properties of neuron. Number 1, excitability. The nerve fiber can be stimulated by a suitable stimulus which may be mechanical, thermal, electrical, or chemical in nature. Number 2. Conductivity. The nerve impulse is conducted along the nerve fiber, and the conduction velocity depends upon the diameter of nerve fiber and temperature. Number 3. All or none response. A single nerve fiber will always give a maximum response to a suitable stimulus. If the strength or duration of the stimulus be further increased, no change in the response will occur. Number 4. Refractory period. When a nerve fiber is once stimulated, it will not respond to a second stimulus for a brief period called the absolute refractory period. Number 5. Summation. In a nerve fiber, summation of two stimuli is possible. Next, number 6. Adaptation. Due to the property of adaptation, a nerve fiber is not excited during the passage of a constant current. Number 7. Accommodation. A slowly applied stimulus is accommodated by the nerve no matter how strong the stimulus is applied. Next comes synapse. Synapse is a Greek word meaning to clasp tightly. A synapse may be defined as the junctional region where one neuron ends and the other begins, or synapse is the region where two neurons are functionally connected. Synapses are locations where one cell influences another cell directly through the transfer of a chemical or an electrical message. Information crosses chemical synapses in one direction only, from the presynaptic cell to the postsynaptic cell. The name synapse was given by the physiologist Sir Charles Sherrington in 1906 to the junction point where the axon's terminal fiber make contact with another nerve cell. Next comes types of synapse. A synapse or synaptic junction is found in nerve-nerve and nerve-muscle interactions. According to the nature of connection, the synapses can be classified as number 1. Axosomatic synapse, number 2. Exodendritic synapse, third one is axonal synapse, number 1. Axosomatic synapse. When the presynaptic terminal of the axon ends in the cell body of the neuron, the synapse is called axosomatic. For example, in the cerebellum, the axons of the basket cell make synapses with the body of the Purkinje cells. Next, number 2, exodendritic synapse. When the presynaptic fibers of any axon end in the dendrites of the postsynaptic cell, the synapse is called exodendritic. This type of synapse is also present in the cerebellum, where climbing fibers form exodendritic connections with the dendrites of the Purkinje cells. Third one is axonal synapse. When the presynaptic fibers of any axon end in the axon of the postsynaptic cells, the synapse is called axonal. According to the nature of the transmission, there are two types of synapses. Number 1, chemical synapses. Number 2, electrotonic synapse. Number 1, chemical synapse. A chemical synapse is a junction between two nerve cells. The space between them is about 20 nanometers. In the nervous system of vertebrates, transmission at the synapse is dependent upon the secretion and release of chemical, which is released from the synaptic vesicles after they have fused with the nerve cell membrane into the synaptic cleft and is bound to receptors in the postsynaptic membrane. This allows ions to flow through the receptors and causes the depolarization of the postsynaptic cell membrane. Number 2, electrotonic synapse. In electrotonic synapse, a type of gap junction, the space between the cells is approximately 2 nanometer. In this case, no neurotransmitter is involved. The depolarization of the presynaptic cell membrane during an action potential causes ion currents to flow through the gap junction. Next comes functions of synapse. Number 1. An impulse is allowed to pass through a synapse only in one direction, that is, from the axon of one neuron to the dendrite of the next. This is known as the law of forward conduction. Number 2. A synapse retards the passage of an impulse more than a nerve fiber does. Consequently, there is a synaptic delay in the passage of an impulse from presynaptic to the postsynaptic fiber. Number 3. It is a site where impulses are received and discharged. However, a synapse not only acts as a relay station, but it may also act as an integrator. Number 4. The physiological seat of fatigue probably lies in the synapses. This mechanism underlying the synaptic fatigue is presumably due to the exhaustion of transmitter material from synaptic vesicles following repeated presynaptic stimulation at a faster rate. Number 5. It has the characteristic of summing and inhibiting the impulses. Summation may be spatial or temporal. 6.1. Synapses bring about the convergence and divergence of nerve impulses. 7. It is very vulnerable to the action of many chemical compounds, some of which increase its responsiveness. Next comes conduction of nerve impulse. The nerve impulse is an electrochemical change in the nerve fiber membrane that is aroused by the stimulus and is carried along the nerve fiber to its termination. Transmission of the nerve impulse is a metabolic process involving the consumption of oxygen, carbon dioxide production, heat production, and the movement of the ions. In very thin axons, these impulses travel at less than 1 meter per second. But in large axons that activate muscles, they travel as fast as 100 meters per second. Next comes action potential. The electrochemical events that underlie the nerve impulse or action potential are determined largely by the axon membrane's differential permeability to sodium and potassium ions and by the voltage difference across the membrane. As sodium ions leak through the membrane, they cancel out locally a portion of the excess negative charge inside the axon, thereby further reducing voltage drop across the membrane. When the voltage drop has been reached to the threshold level, sodium ions enter in such numbers that they change the internal potential of the membrane from negative to positive. Once a membrane has generated an action potential, it cannot immediately fire another. It has a refractory period lasting for a few milliseconds because the sodium channels are inactivated and unable to reopen. When the sodium channels can again respond to depolarization of the membrane by opening and allowing sodium to pass, another action potential can be fired. Next comes propagation of action potential. During the passage of an impulse in an intact nerve, there is small net gain of sodium ion and a small net loss of potassium ion. If this continues unchecked for some time, the nerve would lose potassium ion and gain sodium ion, and the concentration gradients on which nerve activity depends would be destroyed. The tendency is counteracted by the mechanism known as the sodium pump, which uses metabolic energy in the form of ATP to exclude sodium ions from the axon in exchange for potassium ions. Although an intact nerve can function for some time without an opening sodium pump, the pump is essential for the long-term maintenance of nerve activity. Next comes saltatory or jumping conduction. In non-modulated nerves, the spread of the depolarization is continuous along the nerve fiber and conduction is a uniform process. But in modulated nerves, in which myelin provides electrical insulation, the active generation of the current is confined to the nodes of Ranvier and the impulse behaves as though it jumps from one node to the next. Saltatory conduction. Actually, it does not skip from node to node but spreads along the internodal regions at a finite rate by cable conduction from amplifier. Thus, only the membrane in the nodal region becomes active and the current flows from the next nearest resting node back over the outside of the myelin and returns in the core of the fiber. From the above discussion, it is concluded that all multicellular animals contain elongated nerve cells called neurons collected together into a parallel bundles called nerve trunks. Every nerve trunk contains thousands of neurons. These are the structural and the functional unit of the nervous system. Nervous system is a system of highly specialized nerve cells, nerve fibers and organs called receptors that receives information about external and internal changes, conducts such information between different parts of the body and coordinates the activities of different organs and tissues in the light of those changes. These are some of the important points related with the topic neurons, synapse and conduction of the nerve impulse. Thank you.